You've got to wonder whether the people in the Middle East are lucky or unlucky that 200 million years ago their land was under an ocean teeming with plankton that died and turned into colossal amounts of oil beneath their deserts. A few people have done very well, but for most it's meant nothing but tyranny and misery, especially the poor citizens of Iran. For the past 50 years, that country has averaged more than $40 billion a year in oil revenue, yet it's broke. The economy in ruins. The two Shahs, installed and supported by Britain and America between 1925 and 1979 in order to control the oil and keep their cars and trucks going, either wasted it or stole it. And since the revolution in 1979, the Ayatollahs have spent it on weapons and terrorism, leading to sanctions that devastated the economy. Now, many of the men who made those decisions are dead, and the survivors are dispatching drones with bombs attached all over the Middle East. So once again, it's oil shock time, with queues to petrol stations to beat the price rise. And fair enough, every dollar per barrel on the oil price turns into a cent per litre at an Australian Bowser. And Australia's weekly household petrol bill has already more than doubled in the past 25 years, a lot more than inflation. Another cost of living whack on top of house prices. So will this turn into another oil shock like the ones in the 70s, or the Gulf Wars, or the Ukraine War? Well, nobody knows, least of all the men doing it. It comes down to the Straits of Hormuz, the 39-kilometre wide passage with Iran on one side and Oman and UAE on the other, through which 20% of the world's oil passes, as well as fertiliser, gas and plastics. And right now it's closed. Here's a chart of where the oil comes from and goes to through that passage. On the left is the former plankton, mostly Saudi Arabia and Iraq. And on the right are the buyers, mostly China and India. And notice which country is not on the buy side of that chart. The United States. They don't need it. They've got their own oil. They're fine. But you won't see any of those countries that are on the buy side of that chart bombing Iran, so they close those straits.